Emily here. Thank you so much for joining me for this full-length reformer workout. If you are premenopausal or in the middle of menopause, this workout is for you. Pilates is a great workout for people who are premenopausal or going through menopause because it's a low-impact activity. There's lots of strengthening, stretching, tone work, endurance work. It can be really great for anyone who has maybe they're just doing a little something with their bodies right now and they need a little bit of a lower impact workout that's still very effective. So to begin, I have 3 to 4 springs on. These are my footwork springs. Personally, I use three heavies and 1 medium. Sorry about that. On my machine, that is 3 greens and 1 red. So I don't use half springs. I also have my box out. I have a support for my head when we do sideline legs on the machine. You can use the squishy ball like for the yoga block. I have some light hand weights. They are optional for some oblique work a little bit later. And I have a sticky mat just in case for a couple of exercises. My headrest is up. Today I am using my double loops. I do not like using my double loops, but I am today because we're switching back and forth a little bit. So this is a great full body workout. Let's go ahead and begin on our backs. We're going to begin by draping our legs over the footbar. I'm not hanging on for dear life with the backs of my knees. I'm just resting my calves on here. So to go ahead and begin, let's go ahead and roll them out from side to side. Work, think of it like foam rolling more. When you find that sticky spot or a bumpy spot, stay there and give it a little extra. I find I have spots in my calves where the knots never go away. My trainer, Katie Rowley, has been doing this lately, and I've been really into it. It's been my favorite part of class. So, go ahead and get those spots. Good. Now, I like to work from a Pilates V here for some leg lifts. It's my natural body position. If your natural body position isn't parallel, wherever you are is great. So that's why my legs are turned out. I like to work in Pilates V. I'm going to go ahead and find a neutral spine real fast. Take your hands, make a diamond with the tips of your pointer fingers and your thumbs. Place your thumb underneath your belly button, your pointer fingers above your pelvis, and then your outer side edges of your hands on your hips. Inhale, exhale, feel your lower belly sink and a hollowing out from hip to hip. While you're doing this, let's go ahead and find a flat sacrum. Your sacrum is the area from the backs of your hip bones down to your tailbone. You're going to have a slight lift from your back hip bones to your 12th rib in the mat. Your shoulder blades are nice and flat and wide. If you need to have a little assistance finding that, go ahead and open your arms to the side, but don't allow your ribs to shift off and your back to arch. So we're going to have a nice open collarbone, soft sternum. We're going to be drawing our ribs together so they're not flaring, sinking our belly button to the spine, hollowing out from hip to hip. Now, take a nice inhale and exhale here. We're going to begin with some leg hovers. That doesn't mean we're lifting our legs up at all. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to inhale, exhale. We're going to make our left leg light, but not actually lift it. So we're going to feel our opposite side and the obliques pulling down to help support that. We're going to feel our wrap and our deep, deep obliques on the other side as well, and release. And inhale, exhale, make the opposite leg light. So really feel the pulling down in this opposite side obliques. The support of the backs of your body. Release. Inhale, exhale, left leg light. Good. You can place your hands on your hips to make sure that they're not shifting. And right leg. If you're like, oh, she's not even doing anything. It doesn't look like I'm doing anything at all, right? Really make sure that the back of your sacrum is staying nice and flat, especially if you have a sway back. Let's do one more on each side. So left leg. My leg's just light right now. That's it. And now right leg. We're really finding the support of the backs of our body here. They can be so hard to find when we're under load or under spring tension. Release your right leg. Give it a shake. Find the neutral spine again. Inhale, exhale, make your left leg light. Now hover it up just not even an inch. My leg's still technically touching the foot bar. And release it back down. Inhale, exhale, make your right leg light. And hover it off just a little bit more this side. And release. And right side, inhale, exhale, light. Anchor, 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 anchor. Wrap those ribs. And one more time on each side. Inhale, exhale, make your left leg light. And hover it off just a little bit. And release. Inhale, exhale, right leg light. Pull down on that opposite side obliques. And then hover it. I can really feel it on the deep obliques on the side that I am working. And now release. Scooch away from the shoulder blocks just a little bit. Don't hang on with your knees. Reach your fingertips up over your sternum and 12th rib. We're gonna do some roll-ups, like half roll-ups from here. They'll be a little bit more difficult because our feet are lifted up on the foot bar. Do not use momentum. Roll up as far as you can without using momentum. So inhale, exhale. Reach over those feet. Don't rock off the front of your carriage into the spring zone. And then articulate back. With your feet lifted too, it's easier to find a nice stretch between all of your vertebrae. So if you can only come to here, reach behind or on the outside and walk your fingers up a little bit. Don't automatically go to the fingertip walk up. You want to use as much of your own abs as you can. And a nice embarrassing exhale to make it up and then make it down. We're halfway there. Good. We have 2 more, guys. So we're gonna come down, and then we're gonna do some footwork, okay? And then we're gonna do some side leg, or some single leg. And then we're gonna do some sideline legs, and then we're gonna get back out into our obliques, okay? Or back into our forward fold, flexion. Gosh, bless. All right, and now come down. Now, if you are not already in Pilates feet, go ahead and place your feet on Pilates feet, flex your feet, drag them down the foot bar until your heels are planted right on the foot bar. Rotate the femur in the hip socket, track your knee over your big toe, inhale, exhale from the glutes, press it out, and resist to spring tension back in. And press, tweezing your seat, sits bones, really tweezing your seat, pressing it out. Try not to tuck or tilt when you're doing this. Inhale and exhale. Give a little pause at the top. Here's 8. Here's 9. Here's 10. All right, now stay in Pilates feet, slide down to where the big toe and second toe are. Lift your heels up just an inch. Keep them there the whole time. Don't allow your heels to drop and lift as you do this exercise. Press it out, tweeze the sits bones, wrap that thigh muscle from the inside of the knee to the outside of the glutes. Resist it back in and inhale it out and exhale it back in. Check in with your body. Are you lifting up on the back of one sits bone when you press out and in? Pull down on that side so you're working each side equally. Good. One more. Now, press it out to a wide Pilates V on the heel. Your toes will be pulling back over your knees in a flex foot and press it out. Adjust as you need to. I just had to, sorry about that. And in. Really rotating the whole time, not coming back into parallel. There's 3. Pause at the top, tweeze the sits bones and in. Pause at the top, tweeze the sits bones and in. Good. Good. 6. 7. Enjoy the movement. Honor your body where it is today. Maybe yesterday was better for the 100, so your legs were lower, your back was more stable, your abs were more in control. Maybe today it's not. Everyone has days like that, right? We need to honor our body where it is today and be grateful for the movement that it provides us. Now, hop up onto your toes, placing the weight between your big toe and your second toe, and press it out, and resist it back in. And out, and resist. Here's 3. 4. Really feel that wrap that you're talking about from the inner thigh to the outer hip. It's a lot easier to find when you're rotated out in Pilates feet. Here's 9. And here's 10. And back in. Now, stay on your toes. Come to the center, squeeze your legs in a mega leg. Slide down to your heels to a flexed foot. You're squeezing your legs together all the way. I had a trainer once that called this mega leg, that's why I call it mega leg. And then we're gonna press out and sit back down as if we're standing up and sitting out of the world's most uncomfortable chair, or doing wall squats. This is how you do wall squats. I've never been a big gym exercise person. Keep your knees together the whole time. If you feel flop around, that's where your legs are a little less strong in that movement. One more. Good. And now we're going to pop up onto our toes. This would be going heel, toe, and now we're on heel, final toe, right? So we're going to press it out. This we worked in Pilates V, we worked in wide Pilates V, or wide second position, and now we're working narrow and parallel. Good. I don't like to leave my arms down by my side for some reason when I'm doing footwork. Really press that weight in through all 5 toes. One more. Come all the way in, roll to your side, come up to sitting up tall. Don't worry, we're still going to do trotting and the double leg lower lift. We're going to be doing different spots today. I'm going to take off some weights so that I can do some single leg work, footwork. On my machine, I use one heavy, one medium for my single leg work today. That's going to be one green and one red today. I'm going to come down onto my back. I'm going to be working in a Pilates V position. My heels are together, my toes and knees are apart. I'm going to extend my left leg turned out over the foot bar. Don't reach for it by moving or shifting your body. Go ahead and take a look and make sure that everything's still square. We're going to press out and lift the leg up and bend it in a lower leg over the foot bar, not touching it. And lift and lower. Here's 3. Squeeze your glutes to strengthen and lengthen. 6, 7. Don't slam into the foot bar, really. Go ahead and control the carriage and out and stay there. Now cross your body an inch, bring it back to center and away an inch. Pull down with that opposite side oblique, just like we were talking about in the beginning exercise with the leg light hover exercise. Press in through your standing leg on the foot bar, and that'll help to stabilize your body. And across, and away. Not so far that anything shifts in your body. Your hips should remain stable the whole time, but your obliques will pull differently so that you can maintain the position. Good. Come back to center. Bend it back into the carriage. Extend over the carriage. Now, bring your feet together in parallel in the center. We're going to press it out. And we're going to drop our left heel under as our right knee bends over the foot bar. And lift. And right heel go under, our left knee will bend. And lift, right knee bends. Left knee bends. That's a little better, right? Right knee and left. Don't allow anything to shift. The lighter weight will make it harder to maintain a stable body. So this is more of a core exercise now. But don't fear, we're going to get a nice calf stretch, okay? Now lift up. Now bring your left heel under, take your right foot, hook it under the foot bar, and pull with the top of that foot so that you're getting a nice calf stretch on the left foot. Now switch, bring your right heel under, take your left foot, hook it under, and just pull with that left foot so you're getting a nice right leg calf stretch. Good. Come back into the bumper, turn your feet out to Pilates V, extend your right leg over the foot bar. Do not rest on the foot bar, make sure that you're not reaching that leg. You want to keep everything square in the body and lift and lower. And lift, pressing through that left leg, really standing into that left leg, using that glute. Here's 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Leave it out there. Now bring it across an inch and away an inch. We have 10 of these, but pull down to that left side as the leg presses away from the midline. Here's 6. Here's 7 and 8 and 9 and here's 10. Bring it back to center. Bring that foot across the foot bar as you bend your knee to come in. Now come off to the side, come up to sitting. We're going to do some side lying legs. I'm going to drop my spring tension down to 1 medium. That is 1 red spring on my machine. I'm going to locate my head support. I'm going to put it in my headrest. If your head support is large and you need to lower your headrest, please do whatever you need to do for this situation. We're going to come down onto our sides, resting our heads. I hold on to my shoulder block or my peg. I make sure that my back is lined up equally in front of me. I have my bottom knee bent. I'm going to go ahead and bring my strap down to my foot. I'm going to put it in the long strap. Now, my leg is in front of me in a 90-degree position, 90 degrees from my body to my thigh, from my thigh to my shin. I am lifting up slightly in my side, so I'm not sinking down in. I'm lifting up, so I have a slight lift from my hip to my ribs, where ants could crawl under it. Go ahead. Give this a tie up real fast so that you can maybe see the little lift in my side. It's just like sideline legs on the mat. If you took my class earlier this month, same theme. I was on the mat, or any of my other mat classes. Whenever we want to lift up slightly, so the little trail of ants can get under, and now we're going to press out to standing and bring it back into the 90-degree position and press with the heel and back. Here's 3. Don't allow anything in your body to shift. You're going to stretch out through the hip flexor and bend. And stretch and bend. Lots of leg work today, huh? Really make sure that you're really stretching and squeezing that glute. Good. Now leave it there and point it forward and flex to pull it back. We're not going to pull it beyond the sideline of our body or back behind us because the rope gets uncomfortable. And if you do that, see, it starts to get your chin and your nose. And plus, this will feel like more than enough work by the time we're done. Here's 5. Here's 6. Keep that lift. Draw the abs up and in. Wrap the ribs. 8. Here's 9. And here's 10. Keep it down there. Point the foot. 10 small circles in each direction. Don't allow your body to sink down to the carriage. 9. 10 and reverse. The movement should come from where the glute and the thigh meet. Now bring it in. Rotate the femur in the hip socket to turn it out. So we're still at that 90-degree position, just turned out. We're going to press it out and in. This is where my booty starts to go numb on the outside of the hip. Lift up from the side closest to the mat. Don't allow it to sink. Here's 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. Stay out there, point your foot and lift. Don't sink into the side and lower. 1. Still rotate the femur in the hip socket, turning the foot out. It hurts, I know. Here's 5. Don't sink back into your low back. If you have low back issues, it'll cause pain and strain. Here's 9. And here is 10. And now we're going to do 10 circles in each direction, and more of a medium size, more of a squishy ball. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wrap the ribs, draw the abs up and in. 9, 10. Bend it in. Remove the strap. Carefully find the foot bar. Pound it out on that hip. Oh, man. Okay, come on your back real fast. We're going to do the double leg lower lift. So we're going to press it out. We're in high heel, our legs are squeezed together. We're going to drop 1, 2, 3, and lift 2, 3. I went ahead and I took my head support and I just put it on my stomach. Again, this is one of those situations where the weight is much lighter than normal for the double leg lower lift for us. So we're really working more on control in our box of our body, core area, shoulders to hips, a little bit of the glutes, making sure stuff's not shifting. While we're here, let's go ahead and do one more calf stretch like we just did on trotting. So, drop the right heel under, take the left foot, go ahead and pull that stretch a little bit deeper by pulling with the tops of your heels. Make sure your hips are square. Go and release, left heel under, hook that right foot. Just because it feels nice, and that's a lot of leg work, right? Both feet on the foot bar, bend and come back in. We're going to the other side. So I'm going to place my head support back over there. I'm going to tie my shirt off again so that you can see the lift in my side, which I'll hopefully maintain the entire time. All right, and then we're going to have one more side legs, and then we have some more forward flexion work, just like I promised. So we're going to come down onto our side. We're going to take the strap in our hand, pull it long, place it over our top foot in the long loop. We have our bottom leg bent. I'm holding onto the peg with my bottom hand. I'm an equal distance from the back side of the carriage. I have a little lift between my rib and my hip, and my leg is at a 90 degree, my thigh is 90 degrees from my body, my shin's 90 degrees from my thigh, and I press it out to standing, and I bend it back into the 90 degrees. And press and bend. Here's 3, 4, 5. I've wrapped my ribs, my abs are up and in. If I need some additional support, I can place my hand on the top of the shoulder block. Let's do 2 more. Now keep it out there. Now point your foot forward. And flex to pull it right back in line with your body. Again, we're not pulling behind our body here. Good. Keep that lift. The second side's always the hardest. We have 2 more. Final one. Keep it out. Let's do 10 small circles from where the glute and the thigh meet in each direction. Keep that lift. And reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Drop back to that 90-degree position in parallel. Turn it out to Pilates. See, this is my least favorite part. Press it out, pull it back into sort of like a cowboy position or a frog position. Don't allow their side to sink. Just open at the hip flexor and crease. Squeeze from the glutes. If you squeeze from the glutes, you'll have less popping in your knee, popping into the position. Now float it up and lower it down. And lift. That's 2. Here's 3. Really rotate the femur in the hip socket to make sure that you're not going to parallel. Don't rock back into that low back. Keep that lift. Draw the abs up and in. Wrap the ribs. Crease at the hip flexor and now uncrease. Nothing in your body moves. Final one. Now, 10 slow circles in each direction, about the size of a squishy ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, to rotate from the hip socket and reverse. My leg wants to go to parallel, but I'm not going to let it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend the knee in. Carefully find the foot bar so you don't hurt your toe. Go ahead and pound it out. And that outer glute. It looks funny, but it does make it feel better, right? Good job, guys. Okay. We are going to go to one medium and one light spring for our forward flexion work. That is one red and one blue in my machine. Again, I do not use half springs. They're way too confusing for me. If you feel like this is too heavy for you, go ahead and use your long loops, but try the short loops first just to see how it works out, right? All right. So here's the deal. We're going to bring our legs, so rest your feet. Go ahead and squeeze under the arms, bring your feet up to tabletop. Now, we're going to lower and lift here 3 times. Not moving our bodies, squeezing under the arms, pressing energy out of our fingers. And now we're going to add a curl up. Curl it up and lower. Curl it up and lower. One more. And lower. Now, press your arms down. Extend your left leg and pull. Extend your right leg and pull. And left leg. And right leg. One more of these on each side, and then we're going to curl up and stay there and hover our arms. Our arms are on the mat right now. But now, we're going to curl up and reach our arms up, and now extend the left leg. Try to keep an even curve or an even continuous line or curve of your spine from the top of your head out through your tail. So you don't want crunching words. Don't crunch your chin to your chest. Curl back down, reach your hands up, press your legs real fast. Go ahead and windshield right arm from side to side. Press out just a little bit so you can squeeze under your arms. Arms to tabletop. Press your arms down to the mat. Now extend both legs, turn it out to Pilates feet, turn it back to parallel, pull it back in. Now extend and Pilates feet and parallel and pull. One more, and we're going to add our head, neck, and shoulders. Now curl up, hover your arms off the mat, extend Pilates feet, parallel and pull. On the third one, we're going to start our hundreds. This is our third one right here, and open it up. Now begin pumping. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, we're keeping a continuous curve up. Curl up a little deeper. Wrap the ribs, drop the belly button. Imagine you have an egg under your chin. You don't want to crunch your chin to your chest. You crush your yoke down your shirt. You don't want to let your chin go up the ceiling. You don't let your egg go. An apple or an orange under your chin works as well. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your inner thighs. Reach your fingertips long. 2 more. Final one. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw your knees in. Float your hands up. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Again, go ahead and windshield your wiper your knees from side to side. Peg your straps real fast. We're going to come up to sitting up tall. We're going to drop it down to one medium spring, which is one red spring. We're going to scoot back. So we're sitting on our carriage. Our glutes are touching, our glutes and sacrum are touching our shoulder blocks. We're going to extend our legs straight out in front of us. If you are unable to maintain this position, you can crisscross applesauce. I'm going to find my short loops. From here, I'm going to draw my outside of my hand, my pinky blade edge hand into my waist. My hands are up to the ceiling. I'm tweezing the bottom tips of my shoulder blades, squeezing them together, lengthening out through my neck, wrapping my ribs, sitting up nice and tall, drawing my belly button to my spine. And I'm going to extend to where my sternum and 12th rib are and pull it back. And extend and pull. I'm not jerking the machine. I'm resisting it out and then I'm resisting it back in. So I'm getting double resistance. I'm not getting any help from the machine. The machine and I are working against each other in both directions. Don't round in on your shoulders when you do this. Think of going a little wider than your hips. Good. Now, take your hands, extend them down by your sides. Unless you play tennis or are a rower or something like that, do not extend your arms behind your body. Leave them right in line with your body. If you've had shoulder surgery or have shoulder issues, do not extend your arms behind your body. Now press it up with straight arms and lower back down to the sides of your body. I have a teeny tiny slight bend in my elbow so that I'm not popping into my neck. I'm able to maintain the squeeze under my arms here. I'm really pulling up on the muscles on the tops of my kneecaps to go ahead and maintain a straight leg. Here's 9. And on 10, we'll stay up there and we'll bend our hands in to a nice circle position, a nice ballet arms position. My middle fingers are touching. I'm going to open to the side and squeeze it back together. Inhale to open, exhale. Let's keep this going, but unless you're a tennis player or a rower or have no shoulder issues, do not extend that past your body. Go ahead and stop directly at the side. If you find yourself wobbling around when you extend behind and are not able to maintain a nice, stable box to your body with your shoulders over your hips, do not extend past there. 2 more. Now, we're going to open and we're going to flip down. So our elbows are down, our palms are up, and we're going to hug the moon. My hands are a little bit in front of me. They should not go behind me on this. The furthest back they'll go is my biceps by my ears. Sit up nice and tall. Don't sink in your low back. If you've crisscrossed applesauce, go ahead and change, guys. Shoulders down your back. Your upper neck should not, your neck or your trap should not be in here, right? Now, flip your hands so they're facing away from you. Just like we did at the beginning of class. Go ahead and give your legs a shake real fast. My index fingers are touching. My thumbs are touching. I have a diamond position. Remember how we put that on our lower abs? I'm going to bend that in to my forehead. So my forehead's in the middle of my hands. I'm pulling down my shoulder blades. I'm going to press away. If your shoulders are working into this, separate your hands, and then when you bring it back in, pull it back in. Otherwise, super curl your hands and pull it back in. If your shoulders are not trying to get in on this, keep your hands together. Stupid double lips. Here's 8. After this, we're going to do shave the head. I do my body hinge forward ever so gently. I'm going to bring my hands behind me so that the diamond's at the back of my head. If I have shoulder issues, I'm going to stay at the front for salute. Otherwise, this is more of a tricep work. I'm going to press it forward and resist it back. Sit up nice and tall, belly button to spine, wrap your ribs. You're probably not looking straight ahead. If you're hinged a little bit, you're probably looking more towards where the baseboard and the floor meet, or at your foot bar. And press. My elbows are pointed forward ever so gently, just a little bit in my periphery. Now, extend your arms one more time. Bring your hands down in front of you. Bring the carriage in to the bumper gently. Peg your straps. Go ahead and make a little diamond with your legs as much as you can on the carriage and fold forward gently over your legs. We're going to take a couple nice breaths here. After this, we're going to go ahead and go into some box work. You may want your sticky mat for this. We will be doing swan and some prone arm presses first. One more breath. Good, go ahead and articulate up. We're going to stay on one medium spring, or on my machine, one red spring for these next exercises. I'm going to take my box, place it in the long box position. If you would like to use a sticky mat or sticky pad for these exercises, we are going to be doing pulling straps, prone arm presses, and swan. So facing the foot bar and then facing the back, you would put your sticky mat right here. Otherwise, I'm going to place one hand on the foot bar, other hand on the foot bar, swing one leg up, other leg up. I'm going to hover my sternum and 12th rib meet at the very front edge of my box. I'm going to be hovering my head down, and I'm going to press out and come back in for 10. While I'm doing this, I'm wrapping my ribs. I'm squeezing my belly button up and in so little trail of ants can go underneath my belly. I'm squeezing my glutes and my inner thighs to make my thighs a little bit lighter on the box. Not necessarily lifting them off, but making them light. So I have some nice work. Squeeze under your arms as you press away so you don't get into your neck. Now on this next one, press it out. Now float it up, 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 wrapping your ribs, drawing your belly button up and in, squeezing under the arms, and press it out. And now lift straight back up. This is a 2-count swan. I do favor the 4-count swan, but today, since we've already done the arm presses, we're just going to do this one. 2 more. Squeeze under the arms. And let's do 1 more. Good. And pull it back in. Now, carefully step off to the side, bring the other leg off, one hand. We're going to go into pulling straps. So, I get a little head rush there. I'm going to place one hand on the box, the other hand on the box, and I'm going to come down, same position as I did for swan. My sternum and 12th rib will be on the front of the box. My abs are up and in, my ribs are wrapped, but my feet are in a frog. I'm still squeezing in on my inner thighs, still squeezing my glutes. I don't want my knees wider than the outside edges of my box. I'm going to take my short loop, I'm going to thread my hands through there, I'm going to choke up on my straps. I choke up on my straps until my knuckles, my pinky knuckles can rest on the outside of the frame. I'm going to release just a scotch of it, like a ½ an inch, so I can bring them to the outside of the wood. This chest lift is optional, but I'm going to pull down as if I'm brushing my hands in water. And then I can do a slight chest lift to where I'm looking at the inside of the back of my frame of my reformer and lower. Otherwise, I'm crunching into my cervical spine. Squeeze under the arms strongly so that you're really able to work the back. Squeeze the bottom tips of the shoulder blades. On this next one, we're going to stay up. Stay up in the back extension and now bend and straighten your arms in a short lever tricep press. Don't allow the machine to rock or the ropes to get stuck in them. Now extend your arms, leave them back there, but bring your spine to neutral. So we're keeping neutral spine, our arms extended. We're going to pulse our feet up by squeezing our glutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just the right leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. We shouldn't have any shifting in the front of our hips. And left leg. Squeeze back further and while off some squeeze. 5, 6, 7, 8, and now lower your arms down. We're now going to do the T-pulls. So we're going to take our thumb and hook it into our metal ring or the rope loop, if you have the rope loop, like a thumb ring. Hook our thumb around it and bring our palms flat to the ground. I'm still in that T position, my ribs are up and in, my belly button is drawing up and in, and now I'm going to pull my hands back, leaving them flat to the floor, so not rounding on my shoulder blades. Chest lift and lower. Again, I'm only lifting up into a tiny back extension until I can look into the back of my frame of my reformer. Here's 4. Belly up and in, wrap your ribs. 6, 7. On this next one, stay up in the tiny chest lift, and now flip your palms towards your hips, and now pulse in 1, 2, 3, 4. Imagine you're trying to squeeze orange juice with the underside of your arms. Now, bring your body back down to prone, and now we're going to do this those glute pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right foot, 2. Press out more. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring your arms back down. Oh, you're gonna hold onto the wood. Extend your legs. Go ahead and relax over the box. Take a couple nice deep breaths in. Carefully step off with your feet first. And then when you feel stable on the ground, bring your hands up. Go ahead and peg your straps. We're going to do some oblique work next. We are going to go ahead and take our box, put it in a short box position. Before we do anything else, let's go ahead and bring our foot bar down. We're going to leave it on one red spring. It's going to tattle on us in case we're swinging and using momentum. I have some hand weights. They are optional. We're going to leave some space in between the shoulder block and the box. We want to be able to fit our shin in there. So I'm going to carefully bring myself up onto the box and bring my top leg so my shin is perpendicular with the short side of the box in front of it. If you need to adjust your box, you should, right? Nobody's perfect. Get off and adjust the box however you need to. But if this, I can never get this box right the first time. If this is, if you're unable to come to this position because of various problems you have in your knees and stuff, you can bring one leg here, and you can bring one leg here, or you can bring both legs here. But if you're going to bring both legs here, remove the box, sit on the carriage. Don't sit here on the box, elevated to do this work if you're not going to have the support of the outside of your leg pressing into the shoulder blocks, okay? So, if I'm not using my weights, I put my head in my hands. If I am using my weights, I put my weights on my shoulders so that I don't put too much weight on my cervical spine. We are going to do some side overs. So, I'm going to be lifting up from my side, and then I'm straightening back up. Nothing in my lower body is really doing much. This is like an oblique crunch. Good. Oh, I'm trying my itchy nose. Wrap your ribs. Try to keep everything in line as if you're moving between two panes of glass. And 2 more. Imagine you're moving over a barrel. Over a barrel and lift. Now we're going to add on. If you find that you're unable to do this move, sorry, when I did the salute, my hair got all messed up with my straps. I'm going to side bend over. Now I'm going to crunch into this front corner part of my obliques and come back to the side and lift. Now I'm going to side bend and crunch the obliques and side bend and up. I'm not crunching back, I'm going forward. So don't allow your back to shift back and forward, bringing that elbow forward. Here's 8. Here's 9. Unlike with other oblique exercises, I'm more on both of my sits bones equally. I'm a little bit more on the sits bone closest to the foot bar, but I have a bit more equal weight on these rather than trying to put too much pressure in the outside, which will then get into my back. I'm going to bring my arms to a T. I'm going to hinge over a little bit, and I'm going to rotate towards the springs and back. So I do have a little bit more rotation here, a straight side bend. Here's 3. If you feel it starts getting to your shoulders or your neck, bend your elbows a little bit. If that's not working, go ahead and release your weights. 1 more, now stay there. Now pulse up and do a slight back bend, back extension. Lift your necklace. Lift your necklace, that's what my trainer says. So we're not pulling up so far that we're popping into our low back. It's just a little upper chest lift. So you should be feeling it in your low back, below your ribs. Now, rotate back to the side and come up. Oh, now go ahead and side bend with your arm on top of that leg. Don't allow yourself to crunch into it, lift up out of it. And now place the hand on top of the knee and bend the opposite direction. Don't put weight down in that, into that opposite knee, okay? Now, we're going to face the back real fast. Drop your headrest. The leg that was up on the box, we're just gonna take it into a figure 4 stretch. So above my ankle, on my shin, it's going to be placed above my thigh, above my knee. So I'm not placing any joints on anything. Now lift yourself up to sitting up tall. If you're able to, flat back, hinge forward. Don't round over. We're trying to maintain a very specific stretch here. Really, it's going to be a really nice one because of all the leg work we did, all the single leg, footwork, sideline legs. This will be really beneficial for that. Okay, we're going to go to the other side. So carefully rotate to the other side. Again, if you're able to, you will have one thigh between your shoulder blocks and your box. The other shin will be perpendicular on the box with the short side of the box. Otherwise, place one knee over. If you need to, you can bring the other knee up. But if you're going to do that, go ahead and take your box off and sit on your carriage, okay? So, no weights. Fingers interlaced, thumbs falling down your neck. Weights on your shoulders so we don't put too much weight on our cervical spine. And we're gonna side bend and lift. And side bend. Really crunch into that oblique, but reach up and long so you don't want to collapse into it. Think of a nice side bend, supported side bend where you're reaching your hips to the wall and the ceiling meet. Some nice oblique work today. This is not necessarily a Pilates move, but we could say it has Pilates basis. One more, and then we're going to add on with a slight rotation crunch. So we're going to crunch forward, not back, come back to the side bend and lift. So side bend, forward oblique crunch, side bend, lift. Try to work between the two panes of glass so you're not going to get in your low back and have any low back pain later. Here's 6. Inhale, exhale to crunch. Inhale to side bend, exhale to lift. 2 more. 1 more. Give your arms a little shake real fast. Woo, here comes the T rotation. So we're going to side bend just a little bit. Rotate down, not moving your lower body. So everything from the belly button up rotates. Again, if you're feeling it in your upper arms too much, especially because this is the second side, bend your elbows in more of a W position. Good. Here's 7 and 8. Rotate those ribs across. Here's 9 and 10. Stay there and now pulse up with your necklace. Wrap the wrists, don't let them flare. Increase the rotation just a little bit. Now rotate back to the side and lift it up. Put your weights down and now bring the arm up and over for a nice side bend. Don't lean into the arm on the leg, but go ahead and use it to pull your shoulder down and push your body up, up. Bring your hand across that knee on the box and carefully reach toward the wall and the ceiling. You don't bend over so far that you collapse into the wall, right? Good, come up to sitting up tall. Move your weights to the side if you have them. Foot in the headrest. The other foot will come up. We're going to sit up nice and tall. Pressing into the hands. Hinging forward just an inch or 2. I believe we did both sides. On the other side, we'll do both sides again. We did a lot of heavy duty outer glute hip work today. So we We don't want any pain from that later. Other foot up for the figure four stretch. I can't 100% remember if that's what we did or not. So if we didn't, go ahead and even yourself out. Good. We're going to carefully come off to the side. We're going to press our short box under the shoulder blocks. We're going to leave our foot bar down. If you have slippy feet or a slippy standing platform, go ahead and place a sticky mat on it. We're going to be doing some plank work from here. We're going to place our forearms on the box. They're going to be lined up with our shoulder blocks. My feet are in parallel. My heels are directly under my sits bones. I can tell where that is because if I sit back, I can feel my pointy sits bones on my heels. So I'm going to press it forward. So from here, I'm going to press out the carriage just a little bit. If you're able to find a quadruped position. You want to find a quadruped position with your body where your knees are still on the carriage, if that's possible. From here, we're going to be doing some knee hovers. So we're going to inhale, exhale, hover knee, we're going to hold it. We're just off an inch or two, and release. Inhale, exhale, lift and hold. Tuck your tail ever so gently. You don't want to be swaying out your low back. You want to wrap your ribs, draw your belly button up to your spine, and lower. And now we're going to lift. And now we're going to press out, keeping our elbows underneath our shoulders the whole time, and pull it in and press. We're going to do 6. Good. Inhale and exhale. Keep that slight tuck on the tail the whole time so you're not swaying out your low back. Stay out. Now saw your arms forward an inch and back under your shoulders. Forward an inch, under your shoulders. 4. Oh, my nose itches. Of course it does. And 6. And now stay there, but then pike at the hips. Lift up high under your toes. Press back out onto a forearm plank and lift. Pike at the hips. Squeeze your glutes forward. Here's 3. Here's 4. And lift. And lower everything at the same time. Think of a hinge bridge. That's what we're doing later, right? Well, you don't know that, but yeah, that's what we're doing. Now, we're going to bring our hips out to the right, our heels out to the left, come back through center, and rock our hips to the left, our heels to the right, center, and swivel. Everything here is happening from the belly button below. It's just a little twist. And some nice oblique work, in case you didn't get enough. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your inner thighs. One more on each side. And bend the knees to come in. Sit back on, or bring your heels forward. Try to find a nice child's pose position here. Reaching your arms out long. Taking a nice rest. Now carefully bring yourself up and come off to the side. We're going to come to sitting carefully in front of our box. We're going to place our feet on the foot bar. It is lowered, or your standing platform. I like it on the bar a little bit more personally. I have my arch of my foot on here, and we are going to go ahead and do spine stretch and saw from here. So we're going to sit up nice and tall. We're going to know if we have any shifting in our sacrum, because we do have the tactile feedback of the box. So reach your hands forward, come over your sternum 12th rib bar, belly button up and in, wrap your ribs. Inhale, crease at the sternum, pulling away from an imaginary wall, and exhale, pull forward, running over a barrel. Pull back far enough, over the barrel enough, so your sacrum staying on the box. Now pull it back to the curl up position from the wall, and sit back up. So we have an imaginary wall behind our head. We're going to curl up away from the wall. Increase the stretch, leaving our sacrum on the box. And exhale back up. Let's do one more like that, and then we're going to change it to a 2-count breath spine stretch. So inhale and exhale. Increase the stretch. Really get rid of all the air in your lungs. Inhale back, exhale up. We're going to exhale on the way down and inhale on the way up now. So we're going to take a, dry air. Nice inhale to begin. Now exhale, begin to articulate, keeping your sacrum on. Inhale up and don't allow your sacrum to pull off. Nice control, right? Back up, bring your arms out to a T. Rotate towards the left, ribs and above. Keep that back sacrum on, that back hip bone on, and now dive down. Just off your baby toe. Articulate back up, through center, opposite way. We're still rounding over the barrel here. It's a little bit harder because we're really focusing on keeping the sacrum on the box, which is a little bit different feedback than you would get on the mat doing this exercise, right? When you're on the mat doing the exercise, it's easy to articulate down, 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 instead of pulling back as far. Really drawing the belly button to the spine, and it's easier to get to that baby toe. It's not the exercise, guys. Or it's not you. It's the exercise and the way it was given. We're all done with saw and spine stretch, but let's go ahead and reach down. And if you're able to, hold on to the foot bar. We're just taking a nice stretch here. We're breathing in through the back of the body. Let's take one more. Good, go ahead and bend your knees, articulate up. Carefully step off to the side. We're going to go ahead and get rid of our box. We're going to leave our headrest down because we already put it down for our figure 4 stretch. We're going to bring our foot bar back up. We still have one medium spring, which is one red spring in my machine. I'm adding one light spring, which is one blue spring. So I have one medium, one light spring on, one red, one blue in my machine. We're going to be doing bridging, the scooter, and then we're going to be doing feet and straps and some stretching. So let's come down onto our backs. Oh, we're going to be doing some nice hinge bridging. We're going to start with that. So our heels are no wider than our sits bones. We're on the arches of our feet. I'm going to inhale, exhale, bring everything up at the same time, really driving my knees over the foot bar so that I can really use my hamstrings to pull the carriage in or lower. And inhale, exhale, lift. Try not to let the carriage bounce in and out from the foot bar, from the bumper. On this next one, we're going to add on, and now we're going to march our left foot up and lower. We're trying to march the tabletop, but if you find that's not something that you can achieve today, just lift it up just a little bit. One more on each side. One more. And hinge bridge down. Now, from here, we're going to do the next exercises on our, we're going to try to do it on our toes. If you find that you cannot get the toes or that your hamstrings are cramping too much, I couldn't decide because my hamstrings were starting to get a little tense on that last exercise. Go ahead and come back onto your arches or the heels of your feet. So we're going to articulation bridge from here. So come up onto the balls of your feet. Inhale, exhale, and print your spine, tuck your tail, articulate up. Trying to drive the knees over the foot bar. Keep the carriage into the bumper. It's much harder here, especially on your toes, because you've added length, right? Inhale, exhale, tuck your tail, articulate up and lift. And articulate down. On this next one, we're going to add on by pressing out and pulling in. Inhale, exhale, lift, and now press out and pull in with your hamstrings. We have 6. Here's 5. Wrap your wrists, squeeze your glutes, draw your abs up and in. Drive the knees over the foot bars to come in. Good. 2 more. Ah! This is so hard on the hamstrings. Now, squeeze it in, leaving the heels over the foot bar and articulate down. Oh, go ahead and give yourself a hug. ceiling. Point flex your feet. I forgot what we have next, but it's scooter. So go ahead and come off to the side. We're gonna keep one red, one blue on for scooter. Ooh, excuse me, you're all fast. We're gonna do scooter, and then we're going to go on to feet and straps and some nice stretches. Okay. Ooh, so I'm going to take, I'm standing on the left side of my machine. I'm going to take my right foot, tuck my toes, drive my heel into the shoulder block. When I bend my knees, I want my knees lined up. So I want a nice bend in my knees. I want them lined up. From here, I'm going to press out with my glutes and resist it back in. And press out and resist it back in. I'm pressing in through my hands. My right hand is closer to the center line. My left hand is closer to the outside. I have a slight bend in my elbows so I can press down and knock it into my neck. One more. And now, bring the carriage into the bumper. Rotate the femur and the hip socket. Don't necessarily just bring your leg to the side like your dog peeing on a fire hydrant. I like to leave my big toe connected with the carriage and rotate from there so I can really work on my rotation a lot here. And now press and resist. And press. 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. Really rotate, rotate, rotate. Bend that knee a little bit more that you're standing on. And here's 9. And here's 10. Good. Go ahead and step off the carriage. While we're on this side, we're going to go ahead and do a psoas stretch. So I'm going to drop my medium spring. I only have one light spring on. That's one blue. I'm going to bring my toes on my left foot to the front of my frame. Tuck my toes. Bring my heel up to the shoulder block. I'm keeping the carriage into the bumper. I'm resting my knee on the carriage. From there, I'm going to tuck my tail, squeeze my glutes, and try to open up the hip flexor in the front on my right side a little bit more, and release. I'm not moving the carriage, guys. I'm going to squeeze it in. If you need some assistance, go ahead and touch the foot bar lightly. Now, one more. Now from there, begin to bend your front knee. Bring your leg down for an eaves lunge. If you would like from there, you straighten your standing leg for a split stretch. If this is good, if you're in eaves lunge or in a split stretch, take your left hand and reach it towards the opposite side for a nice side bend. Come back up, place your left hand back on the foot bar, come back to eaves lunge, or if you're already in the eaves lunge, bring it back up to that nice psoas stretch where you're tucking your tail, and step off carefully with control. Replace that medium spring or that red spring so you have one medium, one light on again. That is one red, one blue on my machine. We're going to do scooter on the other side. And then we're going to go to feet and strap and stretches. So I have my right hand closest to the edge of the foot bar. My left hand is at a little bit closer to my right hand from the midline. I've tucked my toes, my heels up against the shoulder block. I bent my knees so they're both lined up. And then I'm going to press and bend. Now squeeze your glutes and press and bend. Here's 3. Tuck your tail slightly here too, guys. You don't want to sway out your low back. So you really want to wrap your ribs, draw your abs up and in. Keep a straight line from the tip top of your head up through your tailbone. One more. Now, rotate the femur in the hip socket so that your big toe is still attached to the carriage, but you're rotated out so your knee is tracking over your big toe. I used to do this exercise where I looked like a dog on a fire hydrant, my hips were all splayed, but I really find it to be very beneficial to work the turnout position a little bit harder here. Don't get up into your neck, go ahead and squeeze under the arms. Try to keep your body completely still and work from the glutes. Here's 9. And here's 10. Now carefully come off to the side. Get rid of the one medium spring or the one red spring. So all you have on is one light or one blue. With the toes on the right foot, Bring them to the front of the wood on your reformer. Tuck your toes. Bring your heel to the shoulder block. Bring your knee down now. Tuck your tail. Try to square your hips. Open up the front of that hip flexor. And release. Tuck your tail. Draw your abs up and in. Try to really open up the front of that hip flexor. Now this is the last one, and then we'll go into the eaves lunge / split stretch after we've done the stretch. Now hands on the foot bar. Press down into eaves lunge if you'd like. On any of these, you can go back to the stretch previous and just do that one from there. Now straighten your front leg for the split stretch. Bring your right hand up by your bicep by your ear. Bend over to where the wall is ceiling. Reach in that right hand for there. Come back up. Place the hand back on the foot bar. Bend the knee. Comes through eaves lunge first. And then up to the psoas stretch. And then release. Step off carefully. We're going to add that medium spring back. So we have one red, one blue, one medium, one light. We're going to come onto our backs. If you feel like this is not heavy enough for your footwork or for your legs and straps, go ahead and place your feet in the short loops, but try the long loops first. If you'd like, go ahead and lift your headrest. Hands by your side. Don't tuck your tail to do this. Drop your tail to the mat and frog. Bring your frog down lower. Let's get a little bit more ab work here. So here's 3, 4, good. 5. So our knees or toes are apart, our heels are together, squeezing them together. The harder we squeeze our heels, the more inner thigh work we'll get. Stay out there, point your feet. Point to open to the side and flex to close them together at the same time. Point to open and flex to close. Here's 3. Here's 4. And here's 5. Leave your feet flexed. Flex to open, point to close. Flex to open, point to close. Here's 3. Here's 4. Here's 5. Now leave them there. Float them up. Straight up to the ceiling like a post. Now lower it down by squeezing the backs of the thighs, the glutes. And lift. Don't allow anything in your body to shift. 2. Now I don't care if you're turned out or in Pilates feet on this one, but we're about to switch it. So I'm turned out first because, like I said, this is how I like to work. Now I'm going to turn to parallel. I'm going to work from parallel for the last half of this count of exercises. So that's 5. Here's 4. Here's 3. Here's 2. Really use those hamstrings and glutes. And here's 1. Now for fun, we're not going to move our right leg. We're just going to move our left leg down and up. And left leg down. Try not to let anything in your body shift. We're only going to do 5. Really try to maintain that core. 1 more. Okay, now switch the weight. And now right leg will move for 5. Oh, my right leg's easier. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Now, both legs together. We have 10 leg circles in each direction. Don't allow your body to move. Make sure that your back is connected the whole time. And they can be as wide as you want. Don't double bounce them when you touch them together, though. If you double bounce them, that means you're letting momentum get you. Good. Here's 7. 8. 9. Shake out your neck if you need to. and reverse. So for me, I'm gonna go down and open back up to the top and squeeze together and down. And open and squeeze. Remember, you control the springs do not control you. Here's 5. Here's 6. Good job. 7. 8. 9. One more. We're going to keep our legs together at the top. Turn them parallel. Go ahead and grab onto that ring. Give them a pull down if you'd like. Try to keep your tailbone a little bit more connected to keep it into your hamstrings and down the back of your legs. Point and flex your feet. Now, keep your hands on the tape. Open your legs wide to the side in a straddle stretch. Rock gently from side to side if you'd like. Now bend your knees in so your feet are making a stamp on the top of the ceiling in a happy baby position. I actually like this stretch more than the butterfly stretch. This one's my favorite. Now we're going to bring our feet together in a butterfly stretch. You can pull your heels in if you'd like. And then if you're able to, you can drop your feet down to the springs, if that's a stretch that's available to you. And we're going to go through everything in reverse one more time. So bring it up to the butterfly, pull it down. Pull it out to the happy baby, my favorite. Bring it out to the straddle stretch. Go and rock gently from side to side if you'd like. Go and bring it up. Pull down on your rings if you'd like, or your straps. Carefully take one foot out, find the foot bar, other foot out, find the foot bar. Peg your straps. Press yourself up to sitting. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale it down. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions or need any modifications, please feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I hope that you have a great day. Thank you.